Hello viewers, Super GT here with what is probably my finest race of 2020. In fact, I'm gonna put it out there and say it is. Now, you can see here the grid. It's a Catalonia race, 13 laps. And as we scroll through the grid, you can see that I'm nowhere near the front because here I am. I'm in 18th. Qualifying didn't go well. I made an absolute hash of it and didn't actually set a representative lap time. So here we are on the grid, 13 laps, Catalonia Group 3 cars, looking for the lights, one of those pixels up there somewhere, and that guy goes a little bit too soon as the planes fly overhead. The race is underway. Let's have a... oh, bloody hell. Two people have already binned it at the start. So let's bear in mind here, starting 18th on the grid, courtesy of an absolute mockery of qualifying. I really just did not do well at all. Grid start. Grid starts always cause plenty of carnage and a rather messy lap one. And as, oh, there's someone off on the left hand side. You just saw them in the Lexus flying off into the barrier. I'm going to follow D's nuts, following through turn number 3. Just look at the pack come swarming into turn 4. I'm in there somewhere. As we round out turn 4 around the outside here, following D's nuts. D's nuts squirming on the apex. And I'm going to move left. Got the inside into turn number 5. Now on the exit, just trying to get on the powers loosely, not to oversteer the car, and we move up into 11th place. Now because I started at the back, I've gone with a different strategy. So you have to use the medium and the soft tyre, or you have to use the medium. I've started on the medium. Most people have started on the soft tyre. So we're going to go medium, soft, soft. A little bit different. Now look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 cars serving penalties there. So it's been a very chaotic first lap. Now I do have to apologise and say this is replay footage, hence the black lines on the screen, which are really annoying at the top and the bottom of the screen. But it's the best I could do, and it was such a good race that I had to show it to you. My Elgato didn't want to capture the main actual race for some annoying reason. But I'm sure you'll agree it's a great race. So it was worth... oh, bloody hell. This dude come flying in. I did not expect to see that. But I am on the medium tyre, so people should be a little bit quicker than me. If they're on the soft, oh, someone else alongside us as we exit the final corner of lap number 1. Okay, so down the main straight. We've had a really good first lap there. Started 18th, now in 8th. And this is the Nations Cup, for anyone wondering. And we had a free choice of car. You can choose whatever Group 3 car you like. Most people opting for the Lexus, which tends to be a very solid car, especially when tyre wear is involved. Now, just on that extra shot there, the car's behind, just dropping back slightly, so I've got a bit of breathing room at this time. Now, as I said, I'm on the medium tyre, and ideally on this tyre you don't want to spend too long on it, maybe just like 3 laps. So my plan here really is to go into the pit lane at the end of lap 3. That will give me 10 laps more to do. So two stints of 5 laps on softs is probably what we're going to be looking at here. And because I'm on the medium first, and most people are on the soft, it's going to put me out of sync with everyone else. So it's going to be a bit of a weird one, a bit of a quirky race, and we won't be able to tell exactly where I'm going to finish until nearer the end. Now looking behind there, I think that was Diogo in the NSX just serving a penalty, dropping down and slotting back into 9th. So we moved up to 7th now. So we have the company of another Lexus behind us, Maximus, the Spaniard, on home ground here at Barcelona. Down the hill into the chicane, mullering the curbs there. On the exit again, just running wide to make sure you maximise the track as much as possible. We've lost the toe of the car ahead, but at the moment we're just trying to run our own race. So this guy, Maximus, good exit out of the final corner of lap 2, onto lap 3 then, down the hill towards turn number 1. He's up the inside. We're not going to fight it, there's no point. There really just is no point. He's almost certainly on the soft tyre, so let's just tuck him behind and use the slipstream basically. My race isn't necessarily with him right now, so if I start fighting him, then we're both going to lose time to everyone else, so there's not much point in doing that at this point in time. So back down to 8th, but still 10 positions higher than where we started. It was only a 5-minute qualifying session, so you only really had enough time to do 1 lap and I made a hash of it. I got a penalty. In fact, coming through this corner, coming up here on the exit, it's very easy just to drop 2 wheels too wide on the exit here. You go all forwards beyond the red and white curb, then you get a half-second penalty, and that ruins your qualifying. And that's what happened. So I had to start 18th. But to be honest, my lap would have been much better anyway. I would have started much higher up. Down into the hairpin. Lap number 3. I'm going to be coming in at the end of this lap, and the pit lane lost time about 8 seconds, so we are going to come back out, sorry, somewhere towards the back of this massive group behind. So the pack is very close. A couple of people have pitted already and are off the back of the pack if you have a look at the map. So we're going to take a nice tighter line here, move over to the right hand side as the NSX gets very close. Peel off into the pit lane for pit stop number 1 of 2. So 1 of 3. No, 1 of 2. We're going to pit twice but do 3 stints. Okay, there we go. Thank you to the Lexus boys for another fantastic pit stop as ever. So come out here, where are we? 15th. Coming out just ahead of this Subaru WRX. Into turn 1 is side by side. There we go, just slotting in ahead. Now, we're on the soft tyre. We should be able to push here. This guy, as pretty much everyone else is, on warm softs at this moment in time. So I should be one of the quicker cars on this lap and the next lap. Let's have a look at the start and why there were so many penalties. It was a really messy start. Grid starts always do this. You've got very cold tyres. Everyone's very close together. Everyone's very bunched. And all manner of mayhem kicked off. And this guy actually visited Barrier and the Shadow Realm. This happened at the very start. So these guys just lost it instantly. Yeah, embarrassment to the nth degree. And how about this? How about this poor soul? Tried to go round and just... That's again cold tyres. So easy to do, and 2 of them met that very unfortunate fate. So continuing lap number 4, this Lexus up ahead serving a penalty goes in very narrow, overcooks it. We're going to get the cut back on the exit, move up into 14th place. So this is the crucial point of the race now, really, where I'm on the fresher tyre, fresher, softer tyre. You can see that bottom left of the screen, RS, we're on the soft tyre. I need to make the most of that. I don't want to be stuck behind slower cars. All of these cars are on 4-lap old softs, possibly mediums, but I think most of them are all soft tyres. So I've got 3 laps fresher tyres, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when the tyre wear is high, then it is a lot. So I don't want to lose too much time here. I'm behind the Peugeot as we exit lap 4, begin lap 5, down the hill, tucked into the slipstream. We have to be aggressive here. We don't want to hang about too long. Up the inside with a fresher tyre, you should be able to brake a little bit later than your competition. And that's exactly what we do. Up into 12th. Another group of 3 up ahead. And there's always potential to lose a lot of time here. It's very easy to lose 1 or 2 seconds, which can be crucial in a race as close as this. So you really do have to get through as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Right up the Lexus here. Lots of Lexus, pretty much everyone here in the Lexus. Going to have a look up the inside, and it was a close one, but then the guy up ahead actually gets shoved wide, as you can see, kicking up the dust on the exit of the corner. So we get a position there anyway, and move up into 11th. 2 more to dispatch in this group. Some of them might come in at the end of this lap, we'll see. But ideally I still want to get past them earlier than that anyway. Good exit on the exit here. Turn 10, switching over to the inside. And as we go into the turn 10 braking zone, the hairpin, we're going to complete the move, not go too deep. Move up into 10th. So going to plan so far. Things are going well. Been a nice clinical performance. Up behind this, you see that he's struggling for grip. I've got so much more speed at this point of the race with the fresh soft tyres. Coming down the hill into the chicane. Now, is he going to peel off to the right hand side? Yes, he does. He actually puts his indicator on to let us know. So now, having a look behind, you see I've got clear air behind. There is a Peugeot there, but maybe 2 seconds behind. And a lot of clear air ahead. Let's have a look then to see if anyone's going to come out of the pit lane just in front. Yes, they are. Maybe a second or 2 up the road. We have 2 TX3 drivers there. So now the race settled down. A little bit more space between us as we set Quickest lap of the race so far on that previous lap. Lap 5, a 1:44.6. And rounding out turn 3 into turn 4, looking for the marker on the ground just before the bridge. That's a good braking reference point. To that corner, onto the power as early as you can. Early apex through turn 4, and then power out to the outside, back over to the right. And then you're going to kind of apex really late on this one, and then use some of the extra tarmac on the exit there. This next sequence, very difficult to get right. Down the hill, sort of a curved braking zone, and then you really have to maximise the limits there. And as I said in qualifying, I got that wrong. I just pushed it a little bit too hard. Up the hill, turn 9, on the power as early as you can. Maximise the track limits on the exit as well. Onto the straight. So just panning ahead there, you see the group up in front. A good 3-4 seconds ahead. So this is that kind of weird phase in the middle of the race where people are on different strategies and nothing's really panning out just yet. Just want to give a shout out to our boy Hakkinen 1999. He's turned French and he's come back from his sabbatical and he's leading the race. One absolute G. Down the hill, lap number 6. We're almost halfway into this one. Through the chicane, nicely done. And then on the exit, final corner of the circuit. That's a good exit. Onto the straight. To begin lap number 7, and again we go faster, 1:44.4, 2 tenths quicker than our previous lap. A couple of cars coming out of the pit lane there, you can see on the right hand side, or the left side as we look back, and at this point now we move up into 6th position. So these guys just came out of the pit lane, so they should have fresher tyres than me. I'm on my 3rd lap now on these tyres, well actually my 4th lap on these tyres. So they've got the advantage at this point of the race. So things always ebb and flow, switching and changing. Different people have the advantage at different points of the race. But all I know is that I've got rid of the medium tyre. I did that early. That's the slower tyre of the two. Therefore, at the end, I think a lot of people will have to go onto the medium. People will do that at the end, whereas I'll have the soft at the end, which is a good thing. I'll be on a better tyre at the end of the race. They've already got rid of the worst tyre. We've already done that. We don't have to worry about that now. So now it's just really a case of just bringing this stint home. I've still got this lap to do, plus 1 or 2 more. We can be flexible on that. And the thing we have to be conscious of is where we come out when we exit the pit lane after the stop. You lose about 8 seconds, I think it is. I think it's 8 seconds. So you kind of just have to judge by looking at the map. Where do I think I would come out if I went for a pit stop now? Probably, almost certainly in traffic. There is a very big group behind, but we still need to do a couple more laps on these tyres to make sure that the final stint isn't too long. Into the chicane. Just look at the hippity-hoppity action through there. Absolutely sensational. Now, I'm sure the car suspension not really agreeing with me, but we end lap 7 in one piece. There's a 44.8 there, so a little bit off. Now you see the gaps there. Bit of a gap ahead, but also it's hard to really decipher whether or not I'll come out into a gap. That is always important. If you want to do well in these races, you can't afford to come out of the pit lane right behind a slow car who's on old tyres. Unfortunately, in the first stint, it didn't work out too badly. We managed to get past them quite quickly. So looking back at Booby Racing just behind, and I'm surprised he hasn't caught up a little bit quicker here, given that he did just come out of the pit lane. He might be on medium tyres, fresh mediums, I'm not sure. We don't really know. That might be the reason why he isn't gaining as quick as I thought he would. But he's definitely getting closer, as you can see there, for the apex of turn 5. And they're down the hill towards, or through turn 6. We are in P6 at this point in time. Our favourite position, of course, but I'd rather finish a little bit higher up if possible. Let's not forget we started 18th in this race. So to be this high up, in a lobby of this quality, there's some very good drivers in here. Not to mention the double F1 world champion, Mika Hakkinen, who's now French, is in here as well. So to do well in these lobbies, I'm always very happy with that. And this is actually the first Nations Cup race I've done this season. So let's look to try to get some decent points on the board. Not that it matters, it's just for pride, really. Okay, lap number 8 coming to a close. We could go in here. Are we going to do what? Let's do one more lap. So we'll do lap 9, then we'll pit, and then we'll have 4 laps to attack on the soft tyres at the end of the race, and we'll go for it. So now, Booby Racing right behind. Is he going to go for the move? Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure of that. Someone else is coming out of the pit lane there. Move up 1 position into 5th temporarily. But then Booby Racing up the inside. No point fighting it. Again, this happened earlier in the race. Someone on better tyres came through at turn 1. No need to fight. Just let them go through. The race, you know, is later on in the race. You don't want to lose too much time just yet. So we're going to let him go through. We can use the slipstream probably. Follow him through for this lap. We're going to come in at the end of this lap anyway. A couple of cars just behind. So you've got to be very mindful of this situation here. You don't want to get dragged into a fight where you start fighting each other, start losing like a second or two. That can be crucial at the end of the race. So let's not do that. Let's just have a nice solid lap 9. Bring out this, or round out this stint. Stint number 2. Then the really exciting part of the race begins. I always love the final stint when you're on the best tyres, you're on lower fuel. We don't have to really worry about fuel in this race. We're going to get to the end just fine. Famous last words, but don't worry, I've got it covered. Okay, into the turn 10 hairpin. Guys behind just fighting with each other. That's going to help us through this final sequence of corners on this lap. So we're not really going to be under pressure because they're fighting each other more than they're fighting me. And just a couple of corners left then of lap number 9 and stint number 2. Clipping the apex nicely down the hill, and then a little bit wide there, clipping the curb, and then moving over to the right hand side to move into the pit lane at the end of lap number 9. Here we go then. Let's hope the Lexus boys can do another fantastic pit stop for us, as they always seem to do. They are almost robotic. It's almost like it's a video game. As we pull away then, here we go then. Where are we going to come out? Hopefully into some space. One guy's just going to come through here. And, okay, apart from him, we are in a rather empty part of the track, and that's pretty good news. So now, this is the real exciting part of the race. 4 laps to go. I'm on the softest tyre. We're on low fuel. From here, it's just a case of attack, attack, attack. Just go for it. See what you can get. That's all we have to do now. So first things first. We've got Mr. Sergio Fonseca here in front of us, and he seems to be on worn tyres. We caught him very quickly, and he actually indicates the left hand side. He's going to slow down, let us go through. Thank you very much. No time lost there. If anything, I've gained because of the kindness of the Spaniard. Let us through. Thank you very much. And wait, is he Portuguese? I do apologise if you're watching, Sergio. I'm pretty. Maybe you've got 2 accounts. I don't know. You have to let me know in the comments. Okay. On the exit turn 10, look at the gap. You might think that's a very big gap, and it is. It's about 3 or 4 seconds. It might be more, maybe 5 or 6. But again, things can change very quickly. You can easily gain 2 or 3 seconds a lap if you're on better tyres compared to everyone else. And let's not forget, some people have still got to be on the medium tyre, which might be a second or more slower per lap. And some people still have to go in the pit lane as well. So we'll gain some positions that way as well. So things can very much change from here to the end. Started 18th, now in 9th. But definitely potential to gain more. Looking behind, there's no danger behind. We don't have to worry about anyone behind right now. Unless someone comes out of the pit lane right now. Which doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, yeah, looking back, there's no one there. So forget about that. No worry from behind. It's all about looking forward now. Lap 11. This is going to be a crucial lap. We're going to whip it forward because there's not really too much going on. But you can see here, by the time we come into turn number 10, we've definitely closed up quite a significant amount to that group. You can see that they were, as we said, maybe 5 or 6 seconds ahead. But now that's maybe 2 seconds, I would say. So we've gained a massive amount, like a huge amount. There's still 2 laps to go, and they're fighting. Look at that. That's going to really bring me even closer as we enter lap number 12. 2 laps remaining. How many more positions can we gain from 9th? There's at least 3 or 4 cars here which are potential victims. Cross the line, fastest lap of the race, 43.5. That was a second quicker than what we managed in the other stint. And it wasn't quite the fastest lap of the race, but it's a very quick one. Up the inside goes Boo Boo Racing, completely overshoots it into the first corner. And there he is, very wide, a very sorry looking guy. As we go past, up into 7th, that was an easy overtake, completely for free. And looks like aggression got the better of him there, going into the first corner. But we must turn our attention now to the Peugeot up ahead and the Lexus. 5th place is very much on here. 4th maybe if they really go down the drain. We'll see. Exit of turn 5. Good job. So the car feeling really good at this point. Light on fuel. I've got the best tyres on. I'm guessing some of these guys have got mediums on or possibly worn softs. We'll see. We don't know. Coming up the hill then into turn 9. Potential overtaking opportunity here at the end of this straight into turn 10. Are we close enough? Not really. Peugeot having a look. Is he going to go for it? Not quite. Right on the limits of the brakes. Lexus goes very deep. Going to go for the cutback here. Going to almost push the Peugeot through. Up ahead. And try to sweep around the outside. Look at this. This is the superior grip of these soft tyres. Boom. Job done around the outside. Moving up into 6th. Through the chicane for the penultimate time. Thought about the move there. Too risky, not worth doing. You might as well wait for the straight, which is just coming up here. Round the final corner we go. Here we go then. Lap number 13. The final lap begins. Into the slipstream of the car ahead. Can we get 5th position? Setting a 44.8 there, a little bit slower, but we had to do some overtakes. Up the inside. He's not going to fight it. He's not going to fight it into turn 1. On the brakes, a little bit overcooked, but that's my speciality. And we moved up into 5th. Now the Peugeot looking to retaliate early. I think there was a bit of contact there through turn 3. We try to pull away the best we can. And looking ahead, looks like 4th place is pretty safe and secure in his position up there. This is really a case now of just trying to bring home a 5th. Which, well, I don't want to speak too soon, but that is a very good position to be in, given that we absolutely ruined our qualifying session. Started 18th on the grid. Now, moving forward towards turn 7, just don't get a penalty. That's the one thing. We haven't got a penalty in this race. And this day and age of Gran Turismo, that is a very special thing to achieve indeed. Looking behind through turn 9. Is he close enough? Not really. Unless he pulls off sensational dive bomb of all time. It's not going to happen here into turn 10. And just looking at the order, it looks like Hakkinen 1999 is back. He's back on form. Mika Hakkinen, he had his 20-year sabbatical, and here he is, absolutely showing everyone up. And he's going to come through to win. Well done to Mika Hakkinen, absolute legend. And through the chicane, don't get a penalty, don't do anything wrong, don't do anything stupid. And wow, we're going to come through to finish 5th after all that. And I mean, I've had good races this year, but that was honestly one of my favourites because I came in not really expected too much, but just nailed it. Didn't really make any mistakes, avoided all of the trouble, and just nice and consistent from start to finish. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed racing that one and commentating over it for you. Thank you so much, everyone. I shall catch you all very soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.